Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today, well, it's pretty focused. We are decoding the Tesla Model X 2026. This thing, it's a real contradiction, isn't it? A family SUV, but with promises of like hypercar speed. So we're diving into the sources, really getting into the core engineering, the trade-offs, engine specs, range, and yeah, how that ride quality actually holds up.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the Model X and you're seeing tech push right to the edge. We need to figure out how Tesla actually pulls it up, packing that kind of power next to real utility, 7 seats even. So maybe let's start with the numbers, the ones that really define this balancing act.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack the power. The sources show two clear paths. You've got the standard dual motor, the long-range model. Still seriously impressive. Estimated 670 horsepower. Gets you 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 3.9 seconds, which is, faster than a lot of dedicated sports cars already.
Right. But then there's the Plaid. That's where it gets, well, frankly absurd. You're talking a tri-motor setup, pushing, around 120 horsepower, and that lets it hit 0 to 100 kilometers in approximately 2.6 seconds. It's just staggering.
2.6 seconds in an SUV.
Yeah. And to handle that kind of power repeatedly, especially near its 262 kilometer top speed, they use special parts. Those carbon-wrapped rotors are key for managing heat, basically. Keeps the performance consistent.
Okay, and mechanically, all that power goes through standard all-wheel drive, separate motors front and back.
Correct. AWD is standard on both.
We know EVs give you that smooth, instant acceleration, but why no multi-speed gearbox? Some performance EVs are starting to use them. Are they leaving speed on the table?
Not really, no. They stick to the single-speed direct drive. Why? Because electric motors give you full torque, like right away, from zero.
Yeah.
That seamless pull is just fundamental to how these cars feel. Gets you those launch times without needing complex gears.
Right, makes sense. Now let's swing back to the family side. Range, practicality, always the big questions with EVs. The official EPA numbers look strong. Long-range model, maximum estimated 567 kilometers. That's about 352 miles.
Yep, 567 kilometers. And the Plaid, with all its power, sacrifices just a little bit. Comes in around 539 kilometers or 335 miles. Still very usable.
And charging. They both handle up to 250 kilometers, right, on the supercharger network. That supposedly adds about 282 kilometers in, 15 minutes?
That's the claim, yeah. 250 kilowatts, 282 kilometers in 15 minutes.
It's fast, definitely. But, isn't 250 kilowatts starting to feel a bit dated? You see competitors pushing 350 kilowatts now. Is Tesla kind of leaning on its network size rather than max charging speed here?
That's a fair observation. 250 is quick, but maybe not bleeding edge anymore. And the big caveat, always, is real-world performance. Your actual range, your actual charging speed, it drops. So if it's in cold weather or if you're driving, really fast, expect less than the EPA sticker shows.
Okay, good point. Let's talk about how it actually feels to drive, the ride. On paper, it should be pretty smooth. Excellent drag coefficient, 0.24 CD, so it should be quiet. And they all get adaptive air suspension standard. Adjusts height, damping, all that.
Right, that's the theory. But here's the paradox we see in the reviews. Despite that fancy air suspension, sources like Car and Driver point out the ride can often feel surprisingly harsh, stiff even, particularly on roads that aren't perfect, broken pavement, that kind of thing.
So they tuned it more for handling, to control weight, maybe less body roll.
Seems like it. Prioritizing that flat cornering and performance feel seems to come at the cost of that plush luxury ride you might expect, especially compared to some rivals.
Interesting trade-off. So if your local roads are bad, your expensive luxury SUV might feel, less luxurious. And speaking of design choices impacting the experience, that screen. We have to mention the screen.
Yes. The giant 17-inch central touchscreen, it controls pretty much everything.
Everything. Wipers, climate, mirrors, it's all in there, which a lot of people find really distracting, right? Complicates basic tasks while driving.
Absolutely. It's a common critique. You need to look away from the road, navigate menus, just for simple adjustments. It demands your attention in maybe the wrong way. But, to be fair, let's sum up the whole package. You do get that supercar acceleration, plus real utility. That cargo space is huge, 2,676 liters max, and you get the Falcon Wing Doors. Love them or hate them.
So it's a bundle of extremes, which leads us to our final thought for you. If the Model X Plaid can hit 100 kilometers in 2.6 seconds and still haul 7 people, how long until these performance trade-offs just stop mattering? Will it all just come down to battery range and maybe real-world charging speed as the only real differences between these high-end electric SUVs? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us into the Model X 2026 today.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.